Good afternoon, everyone. Janessa Cole here as a guest host with Gale Force Winds. Today's thought leadership sponsor is brought to us by ADF Industrial. Thank you again. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here having chats like we're going to have this afternoon. So I do have a guest here with me that I will let him introduce himself. Tell us who you are and who you're here representing today.
Thanks for the invite. I appreciate it very much. Grant Vivian, President and CEO of SEM, and I'm really happy to attend this event and have a chat with you.
Good, and we had a quick chat before we started rolling and learned a lot about you, your background, and your commitment to Labrador, and you mentioned it's your second home. So tell us a little bit about your history, Grant, and with SEM especially.
Yeah, I mean, I started with SEM, as I was telling you earlier, in 2007, so it's a while back. I mean, it brings back a lot of memories coming back here to Labrador. I mean, as soon as I started working with SEM, I came right to Labrador.
Okay.
I think my first job was in Nain, and they sent me up for a 3-week job, and I was there 6-7 weeks, and so you know how work in Labrador goes.
Yeah.
So I mean, we never came to Lab City until probably 2012-14, I guess. Okay. And we had an office in Goose Bay at the time. First, we had an office there, and when Muskrat Falls started, we said, we're really well positioned for work here, having a local office, doing work in Labrador, Indigenous business. That's what the S stands for in SEM, is Sikanute, the people of the sea ice, and formed in Nain by Indigenous partners, and they stayed on as owners for a long time. But back to Muskrat Falls, being a small firm, it was hard to get work.
Yes.
They're like, oh, you got to knock on this door and that door, and I'm like, they're our competitors. They're not going to want us. And so I said, we're moving to Lab West, and everyone thought I was crazy. I was in my late 20s, and said, what are you doing? Closing? Muskrat Falls is just getting going. And I'm like, no, we're going to Lab West. And we had one client with Wabash Mines at the time. And I said, no, we went and started doing more work in Lab West. And one of my key clients, who's still here in industry, said to me, Grant, if you get local in Lab City, you will never have to worry about work again.
Yeah.
And I bought a house, and our garage on the house was our warehouse, and that's where we started. And,
that is awesome.
So
it's motivating, when we hear people's stories, and it's motivating for those that we talked about earlier, the young people getting into the workforce and knowing that. And earlier we had a guest and we talked about resilience and how Labrador West, the people of Labrador West, are very resilient.
Yeah.
And to go through that and start an office, and it's amazing.
Yeah, and we had, it's the same challenge, that exists today, was finding the right labor. So to start, we moved the professional down from St. John's, and his job was to live in the community. We wanted him to be in the community, so he came here. So about 2 or 3 years into having that house, we start getting more and more work, and so we bought an office building in Lab City, and hired more local people. Then we got some more year-round contracts with both mines after gaining contracts at IOC, and we continued to grow through the years and build locally, which allowed us to get these contracts. But now we got a big expansion going on with a 6,000 square foot warehouse we built in Lab City. I was just over and had a tour of that, so. We're going to do some social media splash on that once it gets done. So
it's a proud moment for sure.
Everything with SEM makes me smile, because if everyone says, and they know I'm passionate about the business.
Yeah. So we kind of carried on in the conversation, but tell us what SEM does.
I mean, I should have practiced the elevator pitch. SEM is an environmental company through and through, environmental consulting. We do pretty much everything in that sphere. But we've branched off. My philosophy in business, to survive, you have to diversify, and you got to always diversify close to your nucleus. So don't stray stray too far, you know, stay kind of close. So we got into surveying, which is what I was telling you earlier I did in school. We got a full survey turnkey shop, you know, geomatics, which is my background. You know, we do all the drone work for the mines up here. You know, we probably did the largest drone contract in the province, surveying every transmission structure from Muskrat Falls to Beta to Fort Hull.
Wow, excellent.
You know, stakeholder engagement's key. You know, Indigenous relationships and benefits agreements. So we got a strong team there. Talent recruitment, much similar as yourself. We got a department that looks after that. So and you know, we're in the revegetation work now, revegetating tailings, and you know, we got the farm tractors, the hydro seeders, and you know, we're in cut and brush for helipads. I mean, you kind of gotta, you know, utilize what staff that you have and work to their strengths. So if I don't have scientists, I could have strong laborers that I can train to be technicians, and now we can take on more labor work here and there. So it's a real blend, and as you can tell, I can talk, so I keep going and going. But
you're proud of it.
I'm proud of it. I'm passionate about it. So.
Yeah, exactly, and you know, that says a lot. And when you're proud about something and you're passionate about something, it's easy to go on and on. So I get it. And you know, when you talked about, you know, when you have a labor pool and diversifying, and people, your employees appreciate that because you're investing in them and you're training them and you're supporting them and they're learning new things and you're growing as you go along. So you must have a really good team behind you as well.
We do have a really strong team, and extremely proud of everybody at SEM, and our you know, we have very, very low turnover rate. We're very proud of that.
Excellent.
The quality of resources that we've been getting lately, I think a bit of a downturn in the economy. We're picking up some really strong candidates. I love the team at SEM, and I really love our clients. You know, we got that strong connection that we're there for our clients. They're there for us. Is what keeps us you know, here and building in the community. You know, the amount of people we've hired over the last 20 years in Newfoundland, and what we've given back to the province, is we feel very proud of.
Yeah,
you know.
And it is something to be proud of. And you know, the more you support the people around you, the better it is for you and your company. And it's a win-win-win situation. So, and sometimes you don't realize the impact that you do have on whether it's people or businesses, and it is something to be proud of. So, congratulations and good work, and keep it up. And thank you for telling us a little bit more about you, your background, and SEM.
Come nab me anytime. I'm always up for a
good chat.
Good chat.
All right. Well, thank you,
All right,
Grant.
thanks very much.